Hi students, we are going to continue with our revision on NAPLAN. So today we are moving on to fraction. There are a few aspects that we'll be touching on. So do refer to the NAPLAN booklet from page 34 to 41 today. So I'm going to go through some of the skills that you are required to know. So some of you may already understand these skills, but do be patient with me. Let me go through this lesson before you complete your work from page 34 to 41. So under equivalent fraction, there are four things that you need to know. First is to find equivalent fractions. Next to simplify fractions. After that, rearranging fractions in order, and then finding fractions in between two fractions. So to get an equivalent fraction, okay, I'm sure most of you will know, whatever we do to the numerator, we have to do to the denominator. So if the numerator we times 2, the outcome will get 6, and I will likewise do the same to the denominator. 4 times 2 is 8. That's how I get 6, 8. Moving on, 3/4, if I times 3 to the numerator, I'll get 9. Times 3 to the denominator, I get 12. So what happens if I have a situation whereby this is, let's say, 24? So what should be the denominator? So in order for me to get 24, I have to times 8 to my numerator. So likewise, I have to times 8 to the denominator. That's how I get 32. So the equivalent fraction of 3/4, if I have a denominator of 32, the numerator will be 24. So moving on, if it's 5/18, a slightly more complex fraction. So if I times 2 to the numerator, I get 10. Times 2 to the denominator, I get 36. So if I times 3 to the numerator, I get 15. Times 3 to the denominator, I get 54. So what happens if I have a situation, if the denominator is 90? So what should the numerator be? So likewise, I know 18 times 5 will give me 90. The denominator, I also have to times 5. That's how I get 25 over 90 as an equivalent fraction. So how do we simplify fractions? One of the skills that you need to know is to find the highest common factor among them. So the highest common factor between 8 and 24 is actually 8. So you can divide by 8 across, you get 1, divide by 8, I get 3. So 8 out of 24 is actually 1/3. 16 out of 30 seems like the highest common, should I say the highest common factor is actually 2. So I divide by 2, I get 8, divide by 2, I get 15. So I actually get 8 out of 15. Next one, 14 and 20, yeah, seems like the highest common factor is again 2. So I divide by 2, I get 7. Divide by 2, I get 10. So I get 7, 10. What about 27 out of 50? Seems like the highest common factor is 1. So I can't simplify further. This is actually the simplest form, 27 out of 50. What about rearranging fractions? So things that you need to know. Okay, bear in mind that you need to find the lowest common multiple between the three numbers. So instead of using the three of them, you can go through the method that I've taught you in the past. Okay, remember this method? So you divide the lowest common multiple, or this can be divided by 3, 9, and so 3, 2, 9. I can divide by 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Divide by 2 again. I get 1, 1, 3. By 3, 1, 1, 1. So the lowest common multiple is actually 3 times 3 times 3 times 2, which is 54. So 54 is the lowest common multiple. So to get the equivalent, this is our 54, our 54, our 54. So 9 times 6 will give me 54. So 4 times 6 is 24. 2 times 27 will give me 54. So my numerator is 27 here. 27 times 2 give me 54. 14 times 2 is 28. So if let's say we want it to be in an increasing order, So the smallest is this, followed by this, followed by this. Okay, remember your outcome, you must always put it in the original form. So for this case, there isn't a need for you to even move the fraction. Okay, so it's 4/9, 1/2, and 14/27. Next one. So again, to look for the lowest common multiple, I write it down again, 3, 9, 12. So all can be divided by 3. I get 1, 3, 4. All can be, oh no, you can't really. Then after divide by 3 again, you get 1, 1, 4. So 2, 1, 1, 2. Divide by 2 again, you get 1, 1, 1. So the lowest common multiple is actually 3 times 3 times 2 times 2, which is 36. So to get the equivalent of 36, okay, I put everything in base 36. So 3 times 12, you get 36. 2 times 12 is 24. 9 times 4 is 36. 5 times 4 is 20. 12 times 3 is 36. 7 times 3 is 21. So again, let's say this is an increasing order. You'll be this one first, 5, 9, followed by 7, 12, followed by 2, 10. That is in an increasing order. Moving on, what do we find the middle of two fractions? Looking at this, this is the easiest kind of question that you can get. Okay, so you can see both are of the same base. Oh no, 2 and 6. What is 2 and 6? The difference of 2 and 6 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So you add 2 to the top, means 2 plus 2, which is 4/9. So 4/9 is actually the fraction that is in between these two fractions. What happens if I have a situation like this? Good news, okay? It's the same base, but unfortunately, the numbers, the difference between the two numbers is actually 3. So 3 divided by 2 is actually 1.5. So 14 plus 1.5 over 21 is actually 15.5 over 21. Bad news. We can't have a decimal for fraction. So what we need to multiply by 2. That's how I get 31 out of 42 to get the fraction that is in between 14/21 and 17/21. So that's a fraction that is in between. Okay, that's how you do such question. How do you complete such question if you are given such situation? Always remember, you can't have decimal on a fraction. So I'll reconvert improper fraction into a mixed number. So things to take note will be, of course, you need to have 14 divided by 5. Let's go from the basic again. So you have 2, 10, remainder 4. So it simply means 2 whole, 4 fifth. 4 being the remainder, 5 being the divisor. So same thing for this. We have 29 divided by 7. So I have 4 of them. So it's 4 times 7 is 28. Remainder is 1. So again, it's 7 whole, 1, 7 as the mixed fraction. Quite easy to understand, isn't it? So how do we go about putting fractions on this number line? Oh, look at this. Ooh, it's quite complicated. But if you count, there are actually 24 gaps. And each gap represents 1 out of 24. Make sense? So if that's the case, we have to change everything to equivalent to 20 with the denominator 24. So let's start with this one, which is half. So it's get 12 out of 24. This is 10 out of 24. This is 7 out of 24, no change. And this one times 6 to this, I got 18 out of 24. So by putting them in the correct order, so the smallest is 7/24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the 1. 7. The next one is the 10. 8, 9, 10. So this is the 1. 11, 12. So this is the 1. And last but not least, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So this is the one. Okay, so that's how you go about solving such number line question. Just making them into equivalent fraction. Okay. Well done. So that's all for our lesson for today. So make sure you complete page 34 to 41 using the skills that I've taught you. Okay. Drop me a note on Teams if you need any assistance. Bye-bye.